Welcome to the Spirit Guide Daily. Hey, when we're in a collective, we all share energy. These are timeless messages that will cross your path when they are meant to, usually manifesting between 24 and 72 hours, and quite frequently containing advice as to your spiritual path. Hey, the traditional Magna deck is bringing you 3 predictive cards, Quantum Oracle bringing you an Oracle card as well. And this is the Bird Messenger Oracle, which will also, no, I beg your pardon, it's the Animal Oracle. Here we go. Let's get going with the traditional manga deck. We've got the Seven of Cups flipped. I'm going to flip it back over. Let's get going here because it didn't flip. It happened to be flipped in the deck. Hey, before I get started, guys, please don't forget to subscribe because it helps my channel. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Don't forget to check out my new podcast, Logical Magic Examining Esoterica. All right, interesting. Chariot in the upright, moving forward. Ooh, good, 9 of Pentacles. These are auspicious cards. Listen, love the progression of the 8 of Pentacles and then the 9 as well. Now, the 8 of Pentacles happens to be in reverse. The 8s are interesting because that's all about forward motion. If you notice, the infinity sign is basically an 8 on its side. So it is a perpetual loop. You are in, there's a lot of progress being made, but not a lot of effort going into it. It's like your previous efforts are paying off dividends. The Chariot card can be a card of travel, it can be a card of movement, but it is a card of business success in particular, but there's not a lot of, it's like you've mastered a situation, you can breathe a little bit easier, and this is somebody who is in a very privileged and powerful state. The 9 of Pentacles card is the card of individuality, of, sometimes like, the single mom who can do it all, but the person is standing in their power and feeling good about it versus like, oh no, I'm all by myself. I love the effortless vibe that is coming off of these cards. And I filmed these in batches, and I have to admit it's already been the vibe of this. It's like, oh, look at that. Things that have been taking their sweet butted time to get to you are like, it's almost like it's raining down upon you, and you're like, huh, what am I supposed to do? And nothing other than kind of take stock of what got you to where you are. We all start out on one journey, and it really is like a meandering path where we get distracted by roadside attractions. And then we get back onto the path. And this is somebody who's back on their path, and there's this kind of coasting energy, this things coming easily energy. It's almost like you made a connection within at long last, and you're back in flow. Red Squirrel, gather your resources now, for they will sustain you through coming change. Now, this is a card of things coming to you. Now, sustaining you through coming change, and is that warning you to put away or, to save like a miser? No, it's actually not. The 9 of Pentacles is saying that you have plenty coming in, but to always keep one eye on the future, but to understand that we're meant to be living in the now. The whole thing we're preparing for the future, the easiest way to prepare for the future is to heal yourself so you can face whatever challenges are coming your way. That is the biggest and the best preparation for whatever is coming down the pike. But that's you know what I think it is? I think something's happening that helps provide for your security. Like there's this kind of breathing easy, having mastered a situation and feeling very, it's like you get to take your ease in a way that you haven't, I might be ever. Like something lets you breathe very deeply and very easily here. And it really is, you know what I think it is? I think you're feeling more secure about your future. The Red Squirrel thing is throwing me a little bit because the whole coming change is like, no, the rest of the cards are incredibly positive. The Healing Light. That, of course, is a card of having divine intervention, having divine healing on your side. This is a beautiful, beautiful energy. There's just a lot less strain showing in these cards than can be in some groups. Like sometimes we're fighting our lessons, fighting our message, fighting our path. This is somebody who's on their path. They're super relaxed about it. They've learned the lessons that they need to. They're feeling super strong in their individual power. And if this is not describing you, ask yourself, how can I get there? Because there's guidance available to you on that. And remember, we play a part in our healing journey. We have to make efforts to make things better. It is very unlikely that anything is ever going to come and pound down your door and make your life better. we have to take steps towards something, get in motion, and momentum carries you forward. And if it has taken longer and you're like, no, I tried, nothing happened, keep trying. One of the ways that the universe teaches us how to be successful, because the chariot is a card of personal success, is that it will make us face roadblocks and how to cope with failure and how to cope with rejection. I was joking with a friend the other day that I am now the new queen of rejection, because I have to ask people for things all the time doing a podcast, and like half the people say yes and half the people don't even respond. It's like I have gotten into such a comfortable space with people ignoring me or rejecting me, and I kind of laugh at it and I'm like, how many rejections can I get now? And it is a joke, and I do actually very well, but that is part of what you need to kind of put in your emotional response pocket, is that if something didn't work out, you say, well, that's probably for the best, and you really believe it. Because if you start looking at your life and the things that you lost, there were usually a lot of good reasons that they needed to leave your life, because they may have been impeding your path or holding you back. If you view something, now there are exceptions. I'm not talking about the death of people or the loss of like a home, or I'm talking about the relationships that we bring into our lives that then leave our lives. As we grow, as we heal, as we change, as we become more empowered, our view of the past changes to one of a kind of reviewing your syllabus to see, like, I've learned the right lessons. This is what that taught me. This is that the pain recedes and the lesson is implanted in a way that informs your actions going forward and is very empowering. And this is a very healed energy with somebody who's feeling more and more secure in who they are, but also monetarily. So, hey, listen, this is almost, what an interesting batch I'm filming, because there's just a lot of like yay energy in this one. And if it hasn't reached you yet, then I suggest that you work on your root chakra, then you balance, and then you try to meditate to ask for guidance to how to get towards that path. Because the chariot is also the card of being pulled in two different directions. There are always two animals facing in different directions on the chariot. Find your guidance, follow your path. Understand that following your path might be surrendering your desires. And I don't mean that you won't ever get what you want. I mean that if you're only going to be satisfied if you're given what you want, you're unlikely to be satisfied. Start asking the universe to bring you what you need for your purposeful path, and your happiness will increase, your health will increase. It's not the easiest journey, but it does help to improve everything. It improves every aspect of your life when you can release the idea that I can only be happy if I'm given what I think I want. Because what we want changes with our needs. And if we learn how to meet our needs, then we can be on a purposeful path. That was a slightly complicated message, but thank you so much for joining me for it. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. I'll see you again soon.